Do you think that maybe we could bring over the Krusty Krab and talk about things where
He never asked.
yeah. But Mr. Krabs, what about our new hippie friends?
He said he needed somewhere warm, right? Let me have it. You know what? That old man Krabs wasn't such a bad dude after all.
Well, what just crashed on you? Hey.
Yo, bro, you? Oh, thanks, man.
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir.
Prof, good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, sir. I hope you can hear me very well, sir.
Yes, very clear.
Very clear. Okay. Okay. Let's start the class, Mr. Aken Oluche, sir. Now, today we'll be talking about part of the. We'll be taking an IT topic. We've been talking about different computations before. Talk about several of these computational topics like CVP, the budget, and so on and so forth. Now, if you remember, prior to now, even my colleague, who happened to be Mr. Chima, he had actually been taking you like ABC, activity-based costing, marginal adoption costing. All these topics have been. I mean, several of these computational topics have been taken care of. Now let's see how we can. I mean, like the next 1 hour or thereabouts. Let's talk about part of the theory in MI. Let's see how we can run it. Now, now give me 1 minute to share the screen, please. Now, now if you look at it, I'm having a session 5 here, and the session 5 now, if you check it very well, we have an introduction to information technology and information system. So let's look at it. Now, introduction to information technology and information system. Now, the topic, the course itself is management information. Are you getting me? It's all about how do we use information in an organization to make decisions. I mean, the rudiment of it. How do we make a decision using the information? I mean, cost accounting information in an organization. How do we use it to making decisions? This is what the MI is all about. Now, in the course of doing that, it means that you need to have an understanding of information also. I mean, what is information? I mean, what are those things that surrounds information? So that in the exam, when they bring questions, they will combine both computation and those theoreticals. I guess what I'm saying now. So there are a lot of things, IT, information technology, because mostly if you are making decisions now in an organization, you'll be leveraging technology, and I think that's more reason why that aspect of the IT were added to the costing, because before now it was just cost accounting. They call it cost accounting, but because of this advent of this technology, and you can see now, I mean, the decision to even give you lecture, deliver lecture, we are leveraging on technology. Means that there is no organizations that can survive in this present age without having incorporating the technology into his business. If not, he won't be able to cope with the recent development. So let's look at the introduction to information technology. Let's introduce ourselves to it. Today is just to appreciate IT, I mean, as related to management information. Let me start with system. When we say system, what do we mean? Now, we can look at system in terms of what interconnectivity of different parts that comes together to achieve a particular purpose. It means that there are different parts of something coming together to achieve a purpose. It means that all the parts can be 5 or 6 or 7 parts. But the purpose is that all the 6, 7 parts will come together, they work together, I get it, for the purpose of achieving one purpose. Example is, let's say, as you have it here, let's say we have a digestive system. Let's assume. When we say, I'm just giving an instance, let's assume we have a digestive system. What do you mean by digestive system? It means that all the parts of your body that comes together to make you digest your food. That means that's a system. I get me now. It will be your tongue, your teeth, your esophagus, your intestine, your abdomen. All these things are related together to ensure that you have what efficient, digestion of the food. So when we say a system, look at it. A system is a group of related elements or activities that are organized for a specific purpose or to achieve a common objective. Now, if you look at it very well, we're saying now that a system is a group of what? Of related elements or activity that are coming together, they are organized for a specific purpose or to achieve a common objectives. Example is the digestive systems, which means those different elements that relate together to make you digest your food. I hope you know that digestive system is more of a science, right? But when we talk about a business is a system. Let's say, for instance, you are running a business now. There are different things that are coming together, different related things that are coming together for the purpose of what? Of you achieving the profit objectives. That's why a system will be called, that's why a business will be called a system. Because it's not only one thing that you do in business to achieve that objective of profit maximization. Rather, employee will come in, the material will come in, the machine will come in. All these things are different parts that come in to achieve what? The profit objectives. That's why we call it a system. Now look at it. Types of a system now. We have basically 2 types of systems. These 2 types of systems are, one, we have the open system, and we have a closed system. Now let's look at this one by one. When we say an open system, what do we mean by an open system? You know, I've explained that a system is interrelations of different parts of something to achieve a particular objective. And when we say it's an open system, it means that whenever we say system is an open system, it means that that system is relating with its environment. And the environment is also relating with it. It's not closed. Look at it. An open system, these are systems that do interact with their environment. Therefore, the environment can impact on them and they can also impact on the environment, e.g. a business organization. Now, a system that is not all-inclusive in itself or is not isolated, a system that is not just one in itself, that is not relating with the environment, a system that you see that is always interacting with the environment is said to be what? An open system. What do I mean by this? Example of open system is what? Is a business, is any business you see. Let's say, for instance, we have a business, a company making bread. You know very well that if the company is making bread, the company will need to relate with the environment in the sense that all what it will need to produce that bread in the system, in that system will come from the what? With the immediate environment. Example, the labor. The labor are not within the organization before, they are employed in from the environment. The materials is also coming in from the environment, the machine is coming in from the environment. Now, if the material, labor, and the machines are now tapped in or taken from the environment, what would they do with them? They will now convert those things into goods. And what would they, and services? What would they do with that goods and services? They will also sell it back to the environment. Because what's the essence of you producing and you not releasing to the environment to buy? So who is going to even be your buyer anyway? That would be what? The environment. That means that you are taking from the environment and you're also releasing to the environment. That means that you are an open system. Example of an open system is a business. I hope you understand the meaning of open system now. Open system is a system that relates extensively with its environment. Now, the next one is a closed system. A closed system is what? Is a system that is what? Is isolated. It's just all in one, you know, it's just one. It's just not related with the environment. Everything that happens within the system and it don't have anything to do with the environment. I get me now. Look at it. A closed system, these are systems that do not relate with the environment, e.g., scientific experiments or even battery. If you look at scientific experiments, they say they want to do it in a cubicle. They will close it. They will not say the atmospheric air should not come into that cubicle. I guess everything will be done within the cubicle. They will control the air. No air, nothing in that cubicle. That means that what? They don't want interaction from anything from our environment. They want everything to be done within that pot or that cubicle. That is an example of a closed system. Or battery, anything that what the battery does was within the battery. I get what I'm saying now. That means that they are closed system. Now, our focus here in this class is that we are dealing with what we are an open system, which is a business. So please note, a business is an open system. Now, I want to explain that. Let us now look at a computer system. Immediately we hear a computer system, what will come to your mind, because I've explained what system is, that a computer system from the system in it is the different part of a computer that comes together to achieve a particular purpose. That's what a computer system, in my own definition, in my own little way, because I've explained the system to you. The system is the connectivity or interrelationship of what of different parts of something to achieve an objective. So far I have a computer beside it, then interrelationship of different parts of a system of a computer to achieve an objective, and the objective can obviously be maybe to process informations and so on and so forth. Let's look at what we have here. A computer system are an electronic device that accepts data through its input unit and provide meaningful information through its output unit. Can you now see? There is input unit, there is a processing unit, there is an output unit. These are different parts of a computer. They now come together for them to be able to process what? For them to be able to process information. That is what they mean by computer system. You now want to ask, what are the different parts of the computer system that has come together? That's input, processing, which is CPU, and the output. Also, computer system comprises of 4 key elements or components. It means that system that helps in processing information. There are 4 key elements. What are the key elements? The input devices, output devices, central processing unit, and what? And computer what? And computer hardware. These are the 4 key elements. Basically, it should be 3 anyway: input, output, and what? And central processing unit, because hardware are the hard part, or what you can touch in computer. Obviously, again, I'm saying now, all what is used that can be touched at the hardware, while the software are the instructions or set of what other programs that are used to drive your computer systems. Now, which means that these are the different parts of a computer system. These are the different parts that come together to achieve the processing functions of a computer system. In a computer system, there is an input device. I know you know. These are things that what? These are devices that is used to input data into a computer system for processing. Example is keyboard. The keyboard I'm using presently now, I'm using to feed in information into the computer system. Optical mark reader. That's what they use in marking jam and all these electronic form. Scanners. You can scan things into the computer. I get what I'm saying now, through scanners. So if you have the document you want to impute into your computer system, or you want to send it to someone or send it, use to process it in your computer, you can use scanner to send it. That's an input device. Voice data entry, there are also the devices that can use to accept our voice into the computer. These are latest technology. These are input devices. You can also have output devices. These are devices that help you to get out the processed information from computer. Example, our monitor. These are the monitor. These are the screen that you see. That's what as you are looking at me now, you are looking at me for monitor. And of computer that you use to get what exactly I'm doing on this computer. These are output. Printer tends to have a hard copy of whatever you process with computer. Projector, it tells you to enlarge information from a computer so that maybe you are doing seminar or whatever. This is an output device. We also have a central processing unit. When it's a central processing unit, that is a part of that computer system that are involved in processing doing all the processing activities in the computer. Because when you input, something must be inside to process what you input because it come out. All that are what is doing that in the central processing unit. We call it CPU. Let us now look at software and operating system. Now, I told you that there are two parts of a computer. We have a software, we have an hardware. So hardware are the physical things you can touch, like the laptop, like the monitor, and all these are hardware, like the printer. All these are hardware of computer. But a software are the set of instructions that drives the operation of computer. Now, whatever I'm doing on this Zoom now, it is what? It is based on a set of instructions. Because computer in itself understood, or what I understand is a set of instructions. If there is a way they code those instructions into the computer or into the computer system that will make it to achieve the purpose you want to achieve it. So it's more programs. They use programs to drive what's informed. You have a computer. And that is what we call the software. Look at the software. Software is a set of instructions that drives the function of a computer. So whatever I'm doing now on this system, delivering a lecture to you is done via the software because there's a software behind this Zoom. There are a set of instructions that we have some experts that are IT experts. They're not necessarily an accountant, but an IT expert. They would have designed and drafted those instructions in zeros and ones. There's a way they do it. So those instructions are those who back up the delivery of these lectures on Zoom. So software is a set of instructions that drives function of a computer. Let's look at it. Computer software can be divided into the following types. These are those set of instructions now can basically be divided into two parts. The first one is the system software programming tools. System software programming tools. The next one is language translation application software. Now, let's start with the system software programming tools. Now, these are a set of instructions that are used to actually run the operations of the computer. I get to say that they don't know what are using in preparing the programs. That are basically in which the computers system or what purpose. I get it. Now, look at this system software. Now, there are three categories of this software. Of this set of instructions. These are one operating system software, two utility software, and the three is communication software. Don't forget, I told you that the set of instructions that computer are based on that drives the computer activity are divided into two. You have the system software. That's the software. That's those instructions that are actually core to the operation of the computer. The major basic function of the computer are premised on those system software. And the operating system, utility software, and computer, they are the one that makes that computer to actually do basic functions. I get to say now in the computer. So let's look at that system software. I said they are in three parts. They are operating system software, utility software, and communication software. Let's look at the operating system software. Now, operating system, this is the software operating system is the software that controls the operation of the computer. all the operations of this computer, everything I'm doing on this computer as I'm talking now, I guess what I'm saying now. I'm not talking about Zoom now. The basic function on this computer, or what will make me to effectively use computer are what are premise on this software. That's this is the software that controls the operations. I mean the operation of the computer. Example include disk operating system. That's DOS, disk operating system, or Windows. So you can say you have Windows 10, Windows 7. You can see sometimes they say we have Windows 6 to 10. I mean, the one I'm using on my computer now. I mean, all the activities I'm using that will give me how to draw, how to the file, all these, all these activities of the computer, that are basic activities. I guess what I'm saying now. Example of it is Windows, like like the one I'm using on my system presently is Windows 10, and those Windows come with different features. I guess me, there are upgraded Windows like that Windows 6 to 7 to 8. As you are seeing improvement in those Windows, there are other basic functions to the software that's upgraded beyond the one that was formerly released. But basic operation on the computer are what are premise on those operating system software. Example, we also have Linux. Now that is that. Now, but we have utility software as one of these system software again. Now it also helps in running the system anyway, or computer system. Utility software, these perform a general function on the computer, such as copying file. You want to copy a file from one location to another in the computer. You want to sort your data or files, and also checking for viruses. All these are done by a set of instruction called what the utility software. They're also in the systems. I get to say that they are also part of the system software. So the basic function of copying data, of copying files, checking viruses, all these are done by utility software. The next one is what communication software. These are also part of the system software. I hope I get what I'm saying now. That are assisting the computer to be able to relate to another gadget. Let's say, for instance, I want to print out. I need to connect this computer to a printer. I guess what I'm saying now. So if the printer will be able to communicate with with my system. I guess so that I can print out. Now, those software or set of instructions that will help us to do that are what are categorized under communication software. Look at it. This controls the transmission of data within a computer network, making it possible to send and receive data over media such as telephone lines and fiber optic cable. Let's say, for instance, you have a network of computers. I guess what I'm saying now. And the network of computers, you want to transfer data from one computer to another computer within that network, depending on the topology of that network. We have different design of networking of computer. Yeah, we have different types of the network of computer. Again, we have bus topology and so on and so forth. But irrespective of that topology of that network, now the way information is disseminated from one computer to another computer, I hope I get what I'm saying, on the network is what is enabled using computer software. Also, you want to connect your computer via the phone lines to another computer, or wherever you want to do transmitting data from one system to another system. I guess what I'm saying, using the phone lines or using a fiber optic cable. This is not a cable, it is cable. I hope you're getting it. All these are enabled through communication software. You can now see that the system software is divided into three. Operating system like the Windows that we talk about, utility software that helps us in copying files and so on and so forth and checking viruses. Communication software is helps in communication. Within a network, using telephone fibers and optic fibers. All these are classified under the system software. But the next one is language translators. Now, the information for the language translator is not here, but if the way they code these informations, sorry, give me 1 minute, please. I'm choked, please. Give me 1 minute. Let me just Please, Mr. Kennedy, give me 1 minute, sorry. Let me just, I can just 1 minute. Let me just get water and take this 1 minute. Kumbi. Please. I'm sorry, Mr. Kennedy. Sorry, Mr. Kennedy Olusegun, sorry. And sorry, I was a bit choked. I thought I had water beside me. Now, so that's that. But as I was saying, I said language translators are, the way they code these informations to computer, the way the computer understand messages, or the way those information that that the computer worked on are in zeros and ones, in bits. I hope I get what I'm saying now. It's not like the normal words that we do. I get what I'm saying now. Now computers understand just zeros and ones, zeros and ones. There's a way they combine those things that the computer will understand. Now, there is a way those things have been translated into computer understandable language. When they are preparing a programs, I get that they want to run on a computer. I get those programs are prepared in a particular language. I get what I'm saying. An example of this is they call them high-level language. Example is common business-oriented language. That's COBOL, and so on and so forth. Now, this language that all these set of instructions that they want to run on the computer is being prepared. They need to be transformed into the one the computer will understand before the computer can process those information, those language. I mean, those programs they want to run on a computer, whatever you want to run on a computer, there is a way computer will understand the language. It will not understand the way they prepare it. I guess what I'm saying. It means that the computer must have something. There's a set of instructions that helps you to convert those programs. I'll give you what I'm saying now, into the one the computer will understand, so that the computer will be able to acknowledge it and process it and work on those programs. Now, what will help you to convert those high-level language, those programs that they prepare in those high-level language into a computer understandable language, which is more of low-level language. I guess what I'm saying is what we call language translators. I hope I get what I'm saying now. So a language translators is more of a set of instructions that enable computer to be able to convert high-level language to low-level language, so that the computer can understand it and work on it. What does that is a language translator. It's also a set of instructions. I hope I get me, which is also a software. Now that should be noted. Now, let us now look at introduction to information system itself. I haven't given us our press, so please don't forget, we are not an IT person. We're an accountant. But there's no way accountant will work without having the knowledge of IT. I get me. That's why some of these things have to be happening. So we may probably not be detailed about the IT person. I get me. But with that, we still have to know the applicability of this IT into our various everyday activities in accounting. So let's look at introduction to information system. Now, I've explained that system is an interconnectivity of different parts that helps in achieving a particular objective. Now, let's first explain when we start saying information system, let us first look at data and information first before we now go into information system component. Because what a system is running on is more of data and information. I get me, a computer system anyway. So if we now say data. What do you mean by data? Data consists of unprocessed facts and statistics. Let's say, for instance, we are in a, I want to know the number of students in the class. I get me now. I can start counting one by one. How many of them? 1, 2, 3. These are data. I get what I'm saying. They have not been processed. I mean, they have not been processed. If I count everybody in that class, I say there are 50. That's just its data. It's a statistics. But if I now say there are 50 people, how many female and how many male? I'm now sorting them. And I'm now transforming that data to information. I get it. That's why information is a processed data. I hope you understand what I'm saying now. So when we say a data consists of an unprocessed fact and statistics. But when you now work on that unprocessed fact and statistics, it now becomes an information. I hope you're getting me. So that's the information. Now, basically what we do in MI, basically, and even in accounting, is that we work on information to make decisions. Because the reason why you want to become a shadow accountant is that you want to be in a position of an organization to continue making a decision for that organization, and not just only making a decision that will better the lot of the organizations, that will add value to them. Therefore, you need information. I get it now. And those information you will need, they must have some qualities. I get what I'm saying now. So far you know that information is a processed data, then there must be qualities that must attach to those informations for you to say they are good informations, and are information that are good to go to making decisions in the organization. Let's look at some of the qualities of good information. Understandable. You don't say you have information if you cannot even decode or decipher that information yourself as you was an accountant. Another one is purpose and relevance. That information you want to work on in the organization must be purposeful. It must be relevant to what you are doing. Take for instance, I'm into bread making, and anything that relates to bread making, maybe how much is the flour I bought, how much is the number of labor I employ. All these are relevant information to making bread. I hope I get what I'm saying. Any other information that is not directly linked to that decision I'm making is not relevant. Another one is reliable. What's the essence of information when it's not reliable? When they say reliability is a function of correctness. I guess I'm saying now. Because if an information is not correct or is not reliable, you tend to be making wrong decisions. You premise your decision on wrong footings. Therefore, there must be reliability of your information. Another one must be sufficiently complete. You don't work on half information. You need to get full information as an accountant before you want to dig into making decisions. So a good or qualitative information must be sufficiently complete. Another one is timeliness. What's the essence of information that you are using that is not even coming at the right time? Because the information that you want to use to make qualitative decisions must be provided as, let's say for instance, you want to write JAMB, let's assume, and JAMB is supposed to be in November, and you are now getting information in December about the JAMB writing. That means that information you are getting is belated because what? You should have gotten that information 2 or 1 month earlier. That means that every qualitative information must be timely, provided as are when needed. Another one is comparability. Now, there must be comparability in the sense that what? There must not be your information or data you are using, the information you are using, that must what? It must not be unduly high or lower than what it should be. I guess what I'm saying. It must be comparatively compared. You must be able to compare it significantly with what you had in the previous year, or with a related information, so that you should not be out of range. And the last one is communicated to the right person. Any information, I guess what I'm saying, that your process that you are using must be given to the right person for decision making. Any information that is not directed to the right person, then you don't say you are making a decision in that inside. I guess what I'm saying now. A good qualitative information must be in the hand of the right person. I hope you can see the qualities of a good information. And why we pick this information was that we are talking about information system. I guess before we go into the information system program, once we first look at information, we should actually look at what are the qualitative qualities of a good information. Now, we'll now talk about that information technology and that information system. There are basic 2 things that are related, but they are not exactly the same. When we say IT or information technology, there are different definitions, but let's look at these working definitions. Now, information technology describes the application of computers and telecommunication equipment to store, retrieve, transmit, and what? And manipulate data. Look at it. IT or information technology describes the application of computers. When you are applying computers and what? And telecommunications equipment. Those telecommunication equipment to store, when you are applying computers to store, retrieve, transmit, and what? And manipulate data. Then you say you have what? You have IT. The term is usually associated with computers and computer network. But when we say information system, you know they now put systems there now. System is the interrelationship of different parts to achieve an objective, I told you. But information system describes complementary networks of what? Of software and hardware. You can now see, but when we say information technology, we just say application of computers was and telecommunication equipment. But when you now put together the hardware and software, I told you software data and instructions. The hardware and software, the complementary network of this hardware and software that people and organizations use to collect, filter, and process, create, and distribute data and information is said to be information system. So, if I say information system, those things that are going to come together are the hardware and software. There is no way you want to have an information system that the software, which is the set of instructions, will not be part of it. I hope I get what I'm saying. So those network or the network of those hardware and software that people and organizations use to collect, filter, and what? And process, create, and distribute data and information is information system. So if I say information system, our information system, it means that that's the hardware and software, connectivity of hardware and software that I use to what? To filter my information, to what? To process my information, to create my information, and to even distribute the information for decision-making purpose. That set of what? Hardware and software network, that we what that will combine to achieve all these purposes is what we call information system. So your organization now, when you get management information system, decision support system, all these are both the use of computer hardware and software in what? I mean, networking them together, I mean, by an organization for the purpose of doing all these functions of creating, disseminating, and so on and so forth of information and data. Now, so far we have known what is technology, information technology, and information system now. You know, all these are what are using what? Informations, mostly. And I told you that information is what? Is a processed data, and that's what we use in making decisions. It means that if you're now making a decision, there are different levels of information that you can encounter. I've seen it in your question before, even at skill level, they ask us, what are the levels and rules of information in business? You agree with me that there are 3 levels of information in an organization? What are the 3 levels of information, or 3 levels of what? Of management? You have strategic management, or we have tactical decisions. We have different levels of decision: strategic decisions, tactical decisions, and operational decisions in an organization. You see, if you are making those decisions, they are making it at different level of what? Of the management. I know different level of management is you have strategic level, you have the tactical level, and you have the what? Operational level. When we say strategic level of management, that's the highest level of that organization. That's at the board of directors and so on, that are looking at the what? At the future of the organization and making decision for the organization. That's the strategic level of the organization. But tactical level, these are the tactical level management. These are the level of management at the middle level. I guess I'm saying that there is what I collect instructions from both from the what? Strategic level and use it to schedule work and and also to make what tactical decision at that their middle level management. While the operational level management are those level of management at the what at the shop floor or the what or the supervisory level of the organization. They are the ones that make decisions at the shop floor level. You see, all these three levels of management are having their specific needs of information. The information that are needed at the highest level, which is strategic level, is different from the information needed at the what at the management level or the tactical level, and the ones different from the one needed at what at the operational level. I guess I say now. Now let's now look at for each of these level, what are the what features of the information needed at each of this level of management? Because all what we are doing in what in never is to make decision using information. Let's look at it. At the highest level of organization, we have strategic level, and we have what the information needed at that level was strategic information. Now, strategic information relates to long-term decision making. Long-term decision making means that any information that relates to the long-term nature or long-term decision making of the organization, a strategic information you need. Now, the features are it is often information about the organization as a whole, and it is often in summary form. It's not a detailed form. They are in summary form. They are not just expansive. They are just in summary form. I guess you mean, and it is generally relevant to the long term, and it is often forward looking. It's looking at what will happen in the future. Now, if that's the case, let us now look at the next one, tactical information. That's the information needed at the middle level management. I get what I'm saying now. What are the information needed? Now, this assists managers in making short-term tactical decisions. Give me 1 minute, please. Sorry. Sorry, I have a cold today. Sorry. Now, the tactical information. This assists manager in making short-term tactical decisions. That's our middle level management. Now, features. It is information about individual departments and what and operations. Information about individual departments and what and operations. And also, it is often in summary form. It means that this one also is in summary form. The information is summary, but in detail and in a greater level in detail than strategic, because it is more detailed than that of strategic. But strategic is just highly summarized. Well, it is generally relevant to long term and what medium term. I hope you're getting that now. Now, the other one, strategic was meant for the long term, but this one is for more of a long term and what medium term. Now, 3, operational information. Now, this relates to the day-to-day activity of an organization. This one is the information needed at the shop floor. Those supervisors in the factory, I guess that they deal with everyday needs of the organizations. I guess that they schedule work on everyday basis. The information that they are using, it says to be operational in nature. What are the features? It is in more detailed form than tactical, obviously. It is more what of a story, more details, and it is generally relevant to short term. It is not more, it's not like strategic. I hope you are getting it. And it may be more forward looking, but more concerned about the transaction at a daily level. It's not more forward looking. It is at a daily level, and it is what is often prepared frequently as required for daily operational. It is information that are made available on a daily basis. It means that how many flour are we buying, how many workers are we using, how many these everyday informations are what operational information. So we have actually explained the different level of information needs. I mean, strategic, tactical, and operational information, and their various features. Let's look at the roles of information system, irrespective of the level of what of the informations. I think irrespective of the level of information we are talking about, I guess either tactical operational, or what, or strategic. There are roles that information system plays. And I know, remember, information system I told you is the what? Is the network of hardware and software used by an organization to what, to retrieve, to process, to disseminate information. I hope I get what I'm saying now. So what are the roles of this information system? Information system, irrespective of the level, they are for planning. A good information system is basically meant for what? For planning. So that's, you should know that a good information system is meant for planning. So the first, that's the first one. The second one is what? Is a performance measurement. It means that an information system will help us to manage, to what, to appraise the performance of what, of a manager, of how well an organization is doing per time. I guess what I'm saying now. Performance measurement, that is compute actual versus planned activity in order to identify variation. We want to know what is the difference between what we are planning and what we are actually executing. I guess what I'm saying. Like, let's say, for instance, you are planned to incur 20,000 naira and we're now incurring 25,000 naira. Then what the difference between the two? Why? So that we can appraise whether the managers or the organization is doing well or not. That's what the information system can also help you to do. And also it helps in decision making. I told you, you can make an informed decision if you have a good information. Because even at our various homes that will make decisions, however, I guess we will premise our decision on what, on available information at our disposal, and help in organizing affairs, to minimize a tax charge. So informations can also what? Can also help in what? In minimizing what? Help in what? Organizing affairs to minimize the tax charge. So thank you. So that's that for that. So we'll continue. Let's continue. Sorry, 1 minute. Sorry. Now, I will explain that. Now, we have explained information system as the combination of hardware, software, networking, networking of the two that help an organization to make decisions. It means that to do some function like retrieving, like processing, like dissemination of their information that is used for their business activities. Now, these information systems, there are different forms of them. But don't forget that whatever the information system, whatever the networking of that hardware and software of that computer, of that system, of that organization, I get something. Whatever the way it is, the focus is to what? Is to help in making decisions that will better the lot of the organization. Now, the way those information systems now work, now make us to categorize them into different information systems. I mean, the focus of them are what are basically different. I get what I'm saying now. Now, but the essence is that those information systems will help you in processing your information. I guess what I'm saying now, for the purpose of what? Of making decisions. So we have different types of this information system in business. Now, I'll give an example. I'll give an assignment on this information system for you to do for me. But let's start with transaction processing information system. Transaction processing system, that's TPS. We have different types. You have transaction processing system, you have management information system, you have decision support system, executive information system, you have expert system, and we also have other system, personnel information system, and so on and so forth. So all these, their focus are what differs in the organization, but the focus is that at the tail end is that they should be able to provide a reliable information. I get it now that most of the decision of the organization will be premised. Now, let's look at the transaction processing system. When we say a transaction processing system, what do you mean? A TPS, a transaction processing system, executes records and processes routine transactions. Now, that network of hardware software of the organization that works on routine transactions of the organization that help an organization to process their routine, what they do every day, their routine transactions. It's said to be the transaction processing system. Now, your routine transactions can be that you are scheduling your work. Work scheduling everything. It can be that you are preparing daily budgeting of what you are going to spend, or weekly budgeting of your what. There are different routine activities in an organizations. That you do. What will help you to process those routine transactions? I guess what I'm saying now, so that you can get an informed decision. Process information that you use in making your decision is what is transaction processing system. You will use computer, you will use hardware and software of computer to make that routine processing. I guess what I'm saying now. That is what we call transaction processing system. Egypt, finance and accounting transaction processing system. Now, example is finance and finance and accounting transaction processing system. That one would deal with everyday activity regarding finances and what and accounting in the organization. What the accounting functions of a routine nature will be handled by that transaction processing system. Let's look at it. The major function will typically include like budgeting. Budgeting is part of finance and accounting activities. Everyday budgeting, I guess what I'm saying now. Nominal ledger involving management accounting. All these are finance and accounting transaction. You can also have other ones. So those TPS or information system that helps in processing everyday or routine transactions, that connectivity or network of hardware and software that are geared towards processing everyday transaction in the organization is what is termed the transaction processing system. The next one, management information system, that we normally call MIS. Management information system. Look at it. A management information system digests inputted data. That connectivity of our computer, hardware, software, I guess that is used to digest inputted data. So you put data into it, distinct pieces of information such as fact, numbers, and words, and process it into useful information for the management. Are you getting me now? It's what we call one management information system. It means that when we say management information system, it's a system that if you go to your schools or university or so, you see you want to the MIS. I guess what I'm saying now, the IS, the information system department. I guess me. He said that is a department that are actually created for the purpose of what? Of collecting input data from the student. That data collected, like maybe the amount they paid, their school fee, maybe what they pay for their hostels. So all this data will be collected and processed. I get what I'm saying now. Processed into useful information so that we can know how much you have received from students on this, on that, and for you to make decision of whether to admit more or not. Is what we mean by MIS. Is still using hardware and software of computer. Now, a management information system is characterized as follows. So what are the characteristics of a management information? It supports structured decisions. And when you say structured decision, a decision in which you can predict, in which is not unstructured in nature. If you put input, this what output comes out. Up against what I say now. MIS can help you in supporting that kind of decision. It reports on existing operations, and MIS has an internal focus, helping working on what is inputted in for the purpose of having an information to be processed to what to decide on. It will incorporate both current and historical information. It incorporates information in the past and even the current information. So that's what management or information. It helps in providing an information by ingesting data, processing the data, and turning it into information, using information for decision making. Now, decision support system. That's another information system. A decision support, that's the assignment I will give you now. A decision support system, part of the assignment I will give you, is a decision support system is a what? Is a system of related computer program and data required to assist with the analysis and decision making within an organization. This part of this system will not just collect like that of MIS, just collect and process it to information. No. It's a decision system, it's an information system that will help you to scrutinize and even analyze the data involved. I get what I'm saying now. Help you do some analysis on that data. I've forgotten an example of it now. Help you do some analysis on that data, and the analysis will help you, a manager, to make a decision on it. I get what I'm saying. It will not just collect, process, and put it out. It will help you to do some analysis. That kind of systems in place in the organization involve a decision support system. Characteristics. Decision support system assists managers at the tactical level. Mostly, it is not used at the operational and the strategic level. It is mostly used at the tactical level of the organizations. I guess I'm saying they are required to make intelligent guesses, because it will help you to also do analysis. I hope I get what I'm saying now. It will help you to do analysis. That's why we say they are required to make intelligent guesses. Also, a decision support system uses formula and equations. I told you that it helps you to do analysis the other time. I get what I'm saying, not just collecting and giving an output. No, it helps to analyze. Therefore, it uses formula and equations, like a spreadsheet. Yes, it's a kind of decision support system. I hope you get what I'm saying now. So if you input like Excel, if you put something in it, you see that it can help you process that thing. I hope I get what I'm saying now. If you process it, if you can use the formula on Excel and you give the answer, I cannot rely on that answer for decision making. You understand what I'm saying now? That is an example of a decision support system. A decision support system uses formula and equations to enable mathematical modeling. I guess what I'm saying now. And also, decision systems are real-time system managers use to solve problems through queries and modeling. So please note, they are not just helping to collect information and process it and taking it out as an output. No, they also assist in in querying, in analysis. And even using mathematical and formula to making decisions. That is what I know. They see permits on hardware and software, network of hardware and software to do that. Because how would they even work if there is no software to back up that exam? Targeting me now. There are software to that effect. There are a set of instructions that helps in doing that. The next one is executive information system. There's another information system that you can also record with. When we say executive information system, this is a type of management information system that facilitate and support senior executive in their decision making. You see, this kind of information system is used at the strategic level. You know, those managers, they are very busy. They don't have time for story. You just need to present information to them in such a way that they can just make a decision at a glance. That's information you are presenting must be able to aid a diagram. A table. I guess what I'm saying now. Like they are just seeing the table, the diagram, with little annotations and words and explanation. They will go, just for instance, you want to tell your boss now that you want to tell them how much you have been making since January to December. You start writing notes. You won't be able to listen because they are busy. But if you are using the executive information system, that information system will be able to program that information you want to disseminate to him in such a way that you can present it in graphs, in pie chart, in bar chart, so that at a glance, when he's seen it, he will know that, okay, the sales have been dropping, sales have been increasing. You can even use color on the pie chart. You know the way they move. And all that. You just put the table of that color beside it, so that you know which one is green, which one is yellow, which one is black. That kind of information system that will aid the executives at the highest level of the organization to make decisions said to be one executive information system. This is a type of management information system that facilitates and supports senior executives in their decision making. An executive information system incorporates both internal and external data and tend to be more forward-looking rather than what? Historical based. So it's an information system that helps the manager or executives to quickly make decisions without unnecessary details. Now the next one is your expert system. Sorry. When we now say an expert system, now these are modern systems that are used in making decisions. I will explain it. Let's look at it. An expert system is a computer program that simulates the judgment and behavior of human or an organization that has expert knowledge and experience in a particular field. Let's see for instance. If you have a patient that goes to the hospital for treatment, the doctor will need to clerk the student. How would they clerk the student? They will ask him to sit down and answer asking questions relating to that what is doing him. It is based on these questions that they will now predict what will be the probable problem or disease that is affecting him. So on that basis, we then now recommend lab tests and recommending drugs and injections. Now, that's when they will now make a decision. But there are some information systems that can help the doctor to make those decisions without necessarily the doctor disturbing his head or what exactly is wrong with the patient. Those kind of information systems that can assist in those decision making is what we call expert system. Now, you see, this expert system is like a reservoir of knowledge, a system or connectivity of or network of hardware and software that will contain a reservoir of knowledge that quickly, if you drop in those symptoms you have into that system, it will give you a probable diseases or sickness that is happening to that person. Because the way they structure this expert system is more of that if you drop let's say you say you have headache, like I tap it in it, I have headache and I have stomachache. Because of that reservoir of knowledge in that one, or updated knowledge in that expert system, it will be able to match those symptoms of headache and stomachache with maybe ulcer. Be able to quickly match it, and there is a level of accuracy that is having. A high level of accuracy. It means that a doctor can just sit down when a patient comes and just ask of the words, what are your problems? We just type in those complaints. That's your expert system. Expert system will just tell the doctor instantly that this is what is likely and wrong with the patient. And the doctor will just say, oh, you have an ulcer. And from there, they can now start making treatment. Like it was in that kind of information system that help managers to work in supporting them in making decisions. It's said to be a decision expert system. So look at this. An expert system is a computer program that simulates, can you see the simulations there? That simulate the judgment and behavior of a human or an organization that has expert knowledge and experience in a particular field. You can also do it in a law firm. That